Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Browns Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, and this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news and tidbits tied to our favorite team in the NFL. That is, of course, the Cleveland Browns. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, who has subscribed to the channel. We are crawling our way now up to 11,000 subscribers. When we get there, we'll give the orange quarter zip one day off, and we will change the fit to celebrate. Also, thank you to everybody who has become a member of the Browns Latest Dog Pound, and to all of you who get your comments down there in the viewer comment section. Now, coming up on today's show, two things stood out and surprised me about Jets quarterback Justin Fields. We'll also point out what should be a great matchup in this game on Sunday, no matter who quarterbacks for the Jets. We'll revisit how realistic the Browns' playoff chances are this year. And then in the viewer comments, why the Jets don't even need a secondary when they play us on Sunday. What? We'll have to find out what's going on there. But first things first, how about this news that broke late yesterday afternoon? Paul Depodesta leaving the Browns. He was our chief strategy officer since 2016. And when I heard the news, I was like, so? Nobody knows what this guy did. He went to the Mike Holmgren School of Business when it comes to the Browns and just came here and took our money and did nothing. His role was widely unexplained. He is the analytics guy who only worked in baseball, and now he's running back to baseball to the worst team. That's how desperate the Rockies are. The Colorado Rockies have hired him to help them, but they're the worst team in baseball, and now he's going to go help them. But he's a baseball guy, and he would fly in here from La Jolla and watch games every once in a while, but he was never here. He was always in San Diego. We just talked about him a few days ago on this show about how he's never around and nobody knows what he does. And now we don't have to worry about him. So he's gone. But word is it's not going to affect anything else in the front office at this point. Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Barry, it doesn't really have an effect. Although Depodesta was tied to Barry and Stefanski. So I don't know. Could this mean... Is this the beginning of the unraveling? Could be. Especially, Kevin giving up play calls. Now this, like two major moves like that in the same week. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know, man. Something could be going on, but Depodesta gone. We don't have to worry about it. Browns fans won't have to. What are we going to complain about now? So... he's gone, which is great for us. Some other headlines heading into this Jets game. Okay, so Shedeur Sanders seems to be trending in the right direction, but Carson Schwarzenegger is not. The linebacker still dealing with that ankle, and he said yesterday that he's trending towards sitting out. He's doing everything he can to get back on the field, but it doesn't look like it will be Sunday. It'll be either Devin Bush, Mohamed Diabate, or Jerome Baker. Maybe all three of them trying to fill in the gaps. Harold Fannin Jr. and Isaiah Bond also missing practice yesterday. They're all dealing with injuries. The Fannin one is new. So that's something else to be watching as the next couple of days play out. Tommy Rees also spoke yesterday, and he said that he knows what makes our quarterback click, Dillon Gabriel. He says it's helped that he's been here since before OTAs and everything, and so he's gotten to know Dillon. And he says that the key for a play caller is knowing your quarterback and knowing your offense. And so he feels like he has a good handle on both. He'll sit up in the booth. He doesn't like to be on the sidelines. He prefers to be in the booth when he's calling a game, and he gets a better feel for the game, seeing it from up there. And then he also said that the offensive line is healthy, and it seems to have stabilized. So there you go. All right. Well, that's good news. Go ahead. I mean, when your first game calling plays with the rookie quarterback who's undersized and left-handed, I mean, you got that stuff going for you. But here's the other thing. Since 2021, Kevin Stefanski is 2-7 against the spread as a road favorite for the Browns. That's the third worst mark during that time. So Kevin Stefanski teams as a road favorite, which the Browns are now after all the Jets made all those trades, is not good. 2-7 against the spread. So Tommy Boy is going to need all the help he can get. And when you compare these two quarterbacks, there's some similarities. But there's a couple things that really surprised me about Jets quarterback Justin Fields, and we'll get to that in a second. But here, we'll start here. There's Gabriel's numbers. I just did his season numbers. I didn't want to bore you with his last game numbers. But there they are, 702 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, sacked 11 times. But now look at Justin Fields. And let's skip over the Cincinnati stats. Although he did ball out, he was not sacked, 244 and a touchdown. Also carried the ball 11 times for 31 yards. But for the season now, in 7 games, he's over 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Here's the first surprise. No interceptions. He has not thrown an interception yet this year. And so there's that. Either he takes really good care of the ball or he just doesn't force it, which is why here's surprise number 2. He's been sacked 22 times. And so that's a lot. And so he has the second highest sack rate at 11.8%. But he also has, and this is going to sound familiar, he has the 5th lowest average depth of target at 7.1. I think we know who's first. Yeah, so he's 5th on average depth per target, only 7 yards. His passes fly in the air. And so he's the only quarterback in the top 5 of both of those categories. Of the highest, he is the second highest sack rate and the 5th lowest depth of target. And so there's that. But here's the thing that he brings to the game that other quarterbacks don't. It's his running ability. And Jim Schwartz talked about it yesterday. He says it's like it's almost like when you're preparing for him, it's like preparing for the triple option in college. He's got 4.3 speed, and they call specific runs for him. Not only draws, but they'll run sweeps for him and all kinds of options they have. And so that's a thing to contend with. And here's the thing to remember. If Carson Schwarzenegger can't play, he's our side-to-side guy. And so if Schwarzenegger's not out there, remember, he's JOK 2.0. He'd have been the guy spying Fields. So now it's going to be on Bush or Diabate, somebody. It's going to have to be the spy now on on Justin Fields. And so it's those two facets throw a little wrinkle into this game and the game plan. But I was surprised. Justin Fields, no interceptions so far. But could the first one come on Sunday? Because the best matchup on the field should be Buckeye on Buckeye. Garrett Wilson and Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward covering Garrett Wilson. Could this lead to Justin Fields' first interception of the year? Is this our first to watch for? Maybe. Here, let's take a look at some numbers. Garrett Wilson, there's his Pro Football Focus grade, his PFF grade. He's 33rd, and he was untouchable during the trade talks this week. He did miss the last 2 weeks with an injury, but he's back, and he'll be ready to go against the Browns. He's got 36 catches for 395 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, going up against Denzel Ward, yes, usually puts the fear in to a receiver, but his PFF grade of 50.4 is a 95th among quarterbacks. He's which is not that great. His 52.9 coverage grade, the lowest of his career. But he's only allowed 230 yards in coverage. So that's not too bad. So if if you look at it, even over 10 games, that's 23 yards. So, it's around 25, 26, 27 yards a game he's given up. Not bad. But his coverage grade is the lowest of his career. So not your typical season so far out of Denzel Ward. But the good thing for us is he's been healthy. And we'll have Tyson Campbell back too. So That is going to be a great matchup to watch. The fact that Fields has not thrown an interception, you got Denzel Ward on Garrett Wilson, who was untouchable, and so they kept their offense intact. They didn't really trade anybody on offense, so they still have Brees Hall and Braylon Allen and those guys, and so it'll be a fun matchup to watch when Denzel Ward, the Buckeyes, Buckeye on Buckeye, yeah. It's going to be great to watch when they get out there on Sunday afternoon. Now, one of the things we need to talk about, we've got to revisit our playoff chances because, we're still in the hunt. If you watched that game last night, look what Denver, they struggled to beat the Raiders at home. Everybody thought they were going to knock their doors off, and they struggled to beat them. So this AFC, man, it is wide open. And so we still got a chance. But let's keep it in perspective. Let's look at some numbers here. Okay, so the experts are saying we have anywhere from a 4 to 5% probability of reaching the postseason. That's right now. The odds makers list us with minus 8,000 odds to miss the playoffs. That means if you want to bet the Browns to miss the playoffs, it'll cost you $8,000 to win 100. And I'm sure if you flipped on the other side, if you wanted to bet us to make the playoffs, you could win for $100. You could win $8,000. That's usually how it works. But we have a 98.8% probability to miss the playoffs, which to me is a 1.2% chance to make the playoffs, right? So you're saying there's a chance? Okay, so you can split these numbers any way you want, but the bottom line is we got our work cut out for it. But it starts on Sunday. And there isn't anybody on the planet that doesn't think the Browns should win this game. And so if they don't, look out. It's going to be a mess. The fans, all of us, we will be going nuts. And in the wake of the Depodesta decision, who knows? Who knows? Could this be the week? If they lost this game to the Jets, could this be it for Kevin Stefanski? This could be the final straw with the Depodesta now out of the way. But there's no way you come back to Cleveland without a win in this game. There's no way. I haven't yet to find anybody who thinks the Jets will beat the Browns this week. So there's that. But all right, so the Browns may not make the playoffs, but what's always in, of course, are the viewer comments. And we'll start with Dante4423, who says, the quarterback needs the line to hold up long enough to form a pocket or give him time to throw. And then the wide receiver or the tight end needs time to get open. Of course, depends on the play. That depends on the plays being called. I want to see more throws on first down and second down, and less run, throw, punt, play calling. That's usually the list that we have. Run, throw, punt. That's usually the play calls that we have. That's the script that Kevin Stefanski always seems to follow. But no, you're right. And this is what Rees is supposed to bring. It's not like they're inventing new plays for Tommy Rees, or they're inventing new plays for this game. They're still going to they have the same list of plays. It's just a matter of how they're worked and how they're used. And a lot of times, a good play caller will use plays to set up other plays later in the game. And the thing we're going to be watching for is this stretching the defense. And so a lot of times you'll see play callers, they'll call a play it doesn't really even matter what kind of yards you get on it. It's setting up a play 2 or 3 plays later down the road to go over the top or something like that. So that's what a good play caller does. Takes what he has in front, and then it's like putting together a story. Puts the story together in order to generate points. And so that's what we're going to be looking for. Dante4423. Miranda Conlon, 9231. The Jets don't need a secondary since the Browns wide receivers can't catch. Well, here's the thing. The Browns wide receivers need to work on getting open first. Remember, we don't separate very well. So we've got to work on that. We got to get open first and then drop it. But if they don't have a secondary out there, I would assume our guys could get open even without a secondary, right? So, I would hope. But this is a game for Judy to shine. I think they're going to feed Judy man, I think Judy's going to have a big game in this game. Or at least he'll have the opportunity to have a big game. I'm looking. I would bet 10 targets for Judy in this game. I think they're going to force feed him, especially with no Sauce. The Sauce is not the boss anymore in New York, and so I think he's going to be busy on Sunday afternoon. Jerry F. 1098 says, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Gabriel has proven he can't accurately throw the ball downfield. It doesn't matter who's calling the plays while Gabriel is still the starting quarterback. And that's what we're going to see. Like we just said, Tommy Rees is expected to find ways to stretch this defense and get the ball down the field. That's one of the things he was known for in college, man. At Alabama and Notre Dame, when he was calling those plays, his play calls will stretch the defense, and we're going to find out. We're going to see it firsthand on Sunday, Jerry F. And if the guys are there and the guys are open and Gabriel can't get him the ball, that's a problem. Big problem. Big problemo. Sean Willis, 6496, doubles down and says, if Dillon can't get the ball downfield, what difference is it going to make if he has a new play caller? And that's the thing. So what's going to happen now is, if this offense is still struggling, like if you get the halftime of this game and we've only put up like 3 points or something, or we're losing, let's say we're down like 14-3 or something like that, even like 10-3, 13-3. Like if this offense isn't going anywhere, you may have to make that decision at halftime to be like, listen, the Gabriel experiment could be over, at least for the time being, and make the switch, because you can't come home losing this game. If you're down 10 at halftime to the Jets and the offense is doing nothing with Gabriel in there and Tommy Rees calling the plays, might be Shador time. Actually, not might be. It will be Shador time. It's going to be go time, because, like we just said, you still have a chance to make the playoffs. I mean, there's not much time left to sit here and wait and watch this experiment play out. So if he's not getting the ball downfield and hitting these guys and doing what he's supposed to do, man, the next thing to switch is the quarterback. So, and we'll end with what's blazing in sports. He says this is exactly what he says. What's blazing in sports is the Browns will be losing 21-6 at halftime, and Shador will come in the third or fourth quarter. I mean, it's a possibility, man. It is a possibility for sure. If that happens, man, if we're down at halftime, oh boy, it's going to get ugly fast. And if they don't win this game, look out. Heads better roll. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Hey, ding dong, Depodesta, well, gone. We'll do it that way. Ding dong, Depodesta's gone. So you don't have to complain about that anymore. But it's like, I was always like, I mean, it's the first thing I said. I'm like, nobody knows what he did. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, okay, that's great. He's gone. But it's like, all right, I guess we'll save money. But to me, it's the same thing as Holmgren, man. When Holmgren came here, he did nothing and just took our money, took our millions, and then left. So, like I said, Mike Holmgren's School of Business is where Paul Depodesta went. And apparently he graduated with honors there, because he took our money and then left. Almost 10 years he took our money and then he left. So there you go. All right, that'll do it for today. Tomorrow, Prediction Pen is back. The Prediction Pen will be here. We'll find out how the Browns and the Jets game is going to play out. All right, that'll do it. Go Browns! We'll see you next time.